Born into a family of witches, Park Seong-ah was a famed heavenly fairy. Her clairvoyant ability allowed her to see all kinds of ghosts and monsters. People continuously sought her for exorcisms, fortune-telling, and divination. One day, Park Seong-ah was helping a man exorcise an evil spirit from his body. Suddenly, a phone ringtone sounded. The next second, Park Seong-ah looked at her wrist. She realized it was her watch alarm. She could no longer care about anything else. She took off her witch robes, revealing her school uniform underneath. She abandoned her client and sprinted to school. Besides being a witch, Park Seong-ah was also an ordinary high school student. Like other students, she worried about being late and punished. Though she hurried, Park Seong-ah still arrived late and decisively climbed the school wall. She almost fell when she lost her grip. Fortunately, Bae Gyeon-woo caught her precisely. Bae Gyeon-woo was ranked second to last in their class. There was a test today. He worried Park Seong-ah, the last-ranked student, might be absent. He waited there eagerly for her. Park Seong-ah decided to study hard during night self-study instead of sleeping. But within minutes, she fell asleep on her desk. A bespectacled boy got up to use the bathroom. He ignored the hallway lights flickering. He also didn't see the several slippery handprints on the wall. When the boy sat on the toilet, water dripped onto his neck. He looked up. A water ghost with disheveled hair and a gaping bloody mouth appeared before him. Frightened, he rushed back to the classroom and told everyone there was a water ghost in the bathroom. Everyone thought he was joking. Park Seong-ah, who was sleeping, also didn't take the matter seriously. Park Seong-ah sat in the shrine as usual, performing divinations for people. The desires in this world are countless. Those without money seek wealth. Those who are single seek a destined match. When desires aren't fulfilled, people become unhappy. Park Seong-ah told every client to cherish what they have in the present. No one knew that she, the witch, envied ordinary common people. Only one more client remained to finish the night's work. Park Seong-ah looked at the client who appeared before her. Her eyes instantly lit up. The boy who entered was entirely her type. However, the next moment, the boy in her sight started walking upside down. A little girl who once performed a divination prophesied that her destined love would appear upside down. Park Seong-ah screamed internally about the unfairness, because anyone who entered walking upside down represented being plagued by misfortune with their fate ending. She didn't want her destined love to be taken by heaven right after appearing. Confirming the boy was her destined person, she abandoned her reserve and grabbed his hand, swearing she would save him. She would remove all misfortune from the boy. She went to her mother for help. Her mother scolded her for taking on someone destined to die. After all, there was a past lesson. It nearly implicated her before. Back then, Park Seong-ah tried to save the restaurant owner who walked in upside down. Not only did she fail to exorcise the vengeful ghost and save the owner's life, Park Seong-ah herself almost got hit by a car. Her mother reminded her, someone entering upside down meant the law of equivalent exchange had activated. The price for forcibly changing fate was losing her own life. Unwilling to give up, Park Seong-ah blurted out. She liked the boy at first sight. The next day, the boy appeared before Park Seong-ah as a transfer student. Park Seong-ah, who was sleeping, got startled awake and stood up directly. Only then did she realize. As a witch, she wore a mask the whole time. The boy hadn't seen her face. Her standing up drew ridicule from the whole class. Everyone mocked her for being boy crazy. Not wanting this, the boy helped her out, saying they had met before. That's why Park Seong-ah was surprised to see him appear. The boy's name was Bae Gyeon-woo. His act of helping Park Seong-ah made her like him even more. On her way home, Park Seong-ah saw the restaurant owner she failed to save, now a ghost, frantically stomping on a billboard. And Bae Gyeon-woo happened to walk right under the billboard. She rushed toward Bae Gyeon-woo. She was nearly hit by the falling billboard. Bae Gyeon-woo pulled her into his arms. Park Seong-ah explained she intended to save someone, but ended up being saved by Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah didn't understand why. When facing danger, Bae Gyeon-woo showed no trace of panic. Then it occurred to her. Someone plagued by misfortune must have faced countless dangerous situations. To save Bae Gyeon-woo, She sought out the famous flower fairy master for talismans. She spent a high price to obtain several talismans. Due to traveling back and forth to find the flower fairy master last night, she felt physically drained. She intended to collapse onto Bae Gyeon-woo, but was caught by Bae Gyeon-woo instead. Park Seong-ah woke up in the infirmary after school had ended. She suddenly remembered she forgot to give the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo. Her original plan was to start a sweet romance using the talismans, then reveal her identity. Since the plan was disrupted, she could only give the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo, using her witch identity. This time she saw Bae Gyeon-woo entering upside down, completely drenched. She suspected his manner of death might be drowning. She handed the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo. Before she could explain how to use them, Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly demanded to know the cost. He accused Park Seong-ah of being a fraudulent scammer after money. Even though she wasn't trusted, Park Seong-ah still didn't give up on saving Bae Gyeon-woo. Only 3 weeks remained until Bae Gyeon-woo's death time. Park Seong-ah checked nearby locations where drowning was likely. Bae Gyeon-woo knew Park Seong-ah's identity. He asked her to give a talisman to the bespectacled boy who saw the water ghost. Park Seong-ah analyzed that the bespectacled boy was simply too weak. Most importantly, she wanted to save the talismans for the handsome Bae Gyeon-woo. Right after she spoke, Park Seong-ah saw several wet handprints on the wall. They extended all the way to the boy's bathroom. This time, Park Seong-ah believed the bespectacled boy's story. Perhaps there really was a ghost in the boy's bathroom. While everyone was in class, Park Seong-ah went to inspect the boy's bathroom. As soon as she sat on the toilet, the soaking wet water ghost opened its mouth wide at her. She grabbed the water ghost's head with her talisman-covered hand. She asked the water ghost if it had any unfulfilled wishes. Park Seong-ah promised to perform exorcism rites for it. They also pinky promised it wouldn't scare classmates anymore. Just as Park Seong-ah was about to leave, several boys walked into the bathroom. Park Seong-ah signaled the water ghost to remain silent. At that moment, Bae Gyeon-woo entered. The water ghost heard Bae Gyeon-woo's voice. It swiftly moved out and enveloped his head. Bae Gyeon-woo instantly felt suffocated, gasping as if drowning. To save Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah stuck the talisman onto a water pipe. She grabbed the hose and sprayed the water ghost on Bae Gyeon-woo's head. Park Seong-ah sprayed water following the water ghost's position. This continued until the water ghost disappeared. Due to the water fight in the boys' bathroom, Park Seong-ah, Bae Gyeon-woo, and others were punished with 1 week of campus cleaning. Park Seong-ah didn't want Bae Gyeon-woo to misunderstand her as a troublemaker. She lied that she sprayed the hose because there were cockroaches in the bathroom. But Bae Gyeon-woo coldly replied that he disliked her more than cockroaches. After all, cockroaches didn't get him punished. He also demanded they keep their distance. As soon as Bae Gyeon-woo left, Park Seong-ah heard dog barks. She saw delinquent boys punished smoking at the warehouse door. A fire ghost stood inside the warehouse. The fire ghost snapped its fingers, igniting a cigarette butt thrown on the ground. Another snap launched the butt onto cardboard piles, instantly causing flames to flare up. Park Seong-ah rushed over and stomped out the flames. She scolded the fire ghost for daring to start a fire there. The boys, unable to see the ghost, thought she was picking a fight. They confronted her to settle scores. She felt nervous but braced herself and scared the three away. Bae Gyeon-woo, hiding around the corner and hearing everything, murmured to himself, Park Seong-ah really was a quirky girl. That evening, Park Seong-ah lamented that the talismans were used up dealing with the water ghost. Her mother suddenly entered and handed her multiple new talismans. Her mother couldn't stop her from helping Bae Gyeon-woo. She had threatened the flower fairy master with a large knife to draw the talismans. Park Seong-ah gratefully hugged her mother and acted cute. She didn't know the flower fairy master, resentful after being threatened, had tampered with the talismans. Park Seong-ah wanted to slip a talisman into Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case. As she racked her brains, Bae Gyeon-woo pretended to trip, lunging onto Bae Gyeon-woo's desk and taking his phone. Park Seong-ah had just gotten the phone. When Bae Gyeon-woo's grandmother entered the classroom with the homeroom teacher. Wanting Bae Gyeon-woo to settle in faster, The grandmother had specially made pastries for the whole class. She ran out of the classroom, intending to slip the talisman into the case. Bae Gyeon-woo, who followed her out, helped complete the task. Unfortunately, their actions were seen by the grandmother. The grandmother recognized it was Bae Gyeon-woo's phone. Park Seong-ah seized the chance to hand the phone to the grandmother. She was glad her grandson had made friends. But Bae Gyeon-woo denied Park Seong-ah and Bae Gyeon-woo were his friends. Park Seong-ah suddenly announced loudly she wanted to be friends with Bae Gyeon-woo. She also wanted to eat at Bae Gyeon-woo's house. Bae Gyeon-woo accompanied the grandmother out to buy groceries. While Bae Gyeon-woo wasn't paying attention, she hid talismans in various corners. Except for Bae Gyeon-woo's bedroom, Bae Gyeon-woo forbade her from entering his room. Bae Gyeon-woo handed her a cup of water, telling her to sit still. Park Seong-ah touched the warm cup. She marveled that Bae Gyeon-woo was a considerate boy. Hearing this, Bae Gyeon-woo wanted to take the water back. During the struggle, water spilled all over the table. As Park Seong-ah turned, the distance between them closed. As the atmosphere grew warmer, the grandmother returned with groceries. Bae Gyeon-woo quickly stood up. The grandmother prepared a large table of food. Park Seong-ah ate heartily. Bae Gyeon-woo reminded Bae Gyeon-woo to be filial to his grandmother who worked hard to care for him. The grandmother explained defensively that Bae Gyeon-woo's parents were busy working abroad and entrusted him to her care, but they called frequently. Park Seong-ah sensed family issues made Bae Gyeon-woo cold-natured. To comfort him, she revealed she was adopted. Her adoptive mother likes to play with swords and knives, but isn't much of a cook. That's why she loved the grandmother's cooking so much. After dinner, Park Seong-ah realized they were in Bae Gyeon-woo's bedroom. She tried to hide a talisman inside a box on top of a cabinet. She accidentally knocked the box down. Multiple gold medals for archery championships fell out. Only then did the two learn. Bae Gyeon-woo was once an excellent archer. Classmates also learned the secret. Eating the grandmother's pastries, they looked online and found Bae Gyeon-woo had won multiple archery championships. He was a future national athlete, but was expelled from sports school for setting fire to the dorm. After that, a word spread that Bae Gyeon-woo was an arsonist. Classmates called him a pervert. Bae Gyeon-woo didn't know his secret was exposed. Park Seong-ah seized the chance to place a talisman under the mattress, but suddenly got a call from home. Learning guests were waiting for the fairy to appear. She could no longer care about anything else and rushed home. The grandmother ran after her with her bag. She addressed Park Seong-ah as fairy. It turned out the grandmother had recognized Park Seong-ah when she saw her slipping a talisman into Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case. She wanted to thank Park Seong-ah for caring about Bae Gyeon-woo. The next day, the grandmother brought Park Seong-ah's favorite food to the shrine. Park Seong-ah was devouring the meal when Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly burst in. Earlier, the grandmother had taken the food, saying she was visiting a new friend. Bae Gyeon-woo grew suspicious and secretly followed her. Seeing that her so-called friend was the heavenly fairy, he mistakenly thought Park Seong-ah was not only scamming for money but also free meals. He cursed at her, calling her shameless. Park Seong-ah looked dazed, not upset by Bae Gyeon-woo's insults. Instead, she remembered something else. When Bae Gyeon-woo entered, she noticed his upside-down form was engulfed in flames. This meant Bae Gyeon-woo would die by fire. Since the arsonist rumors spread, Bae Gyeon-woo had been isolated at school. The classroom atmosphere suffocated Bae Gyeon-woo. He excused himself to take out the trash and hid in the warehouse. But as soon as he entered, the warehouse door slammed shut on its own. Soon, the classmates saw flames erupting inside. Park Seong-ah pulled out the talisman from Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case to save him. She was shocked to see it read, "CoCo-Drama is a big idiot." CoCo-Drama was her mother's title. Realizing the talisman was fake, she furiously cursed the flower fairy master. Inside the warehouse, Bae Gyeon-woo was surrounded by flames. The familiar scene reminded him of the dorm fire tragedy. The fire ghost exploited his guilt tempting him to give up. At the critical moment, Park Seong-ah smashed open the door. She threw salt at the fire ghost, but the salt's effect was weak. Seconds later, the ghost returned fiercer than before. Just as Park Seong-ah was overpowered, Bae Gyeon-woo shattered a window and sprayed a fire extinguisher. The fire ghost fled in panic. Through the thick smoke, Park Seong-ah reached out and pulled Bae Gyeon-woo to safety. Due to Bae Gyeon-woo's arson record, the homeroom teacher suspected he set the fire intentionally. Park Seong-ah was overwhelmed with worry for him. That night, the grandmother visited and revealed the truth. Bae Gyeon-woo had been plagued by misfortune since childhood. No shaman, domestic or foreign, could help. People always looked at him strangely, calling him a jinx. They forbade their children from associating with him. Some even bet on his life and death. Slowly, Bae Gyeon-woo's spirit was crushed. What destroyed him wasn't misfortune, it was people's words. Park Seong-ah tried to comfort the grandmother but couldn't touch her. She realized the grandmother had long been exhausted from caring for Bae Gyeon-woo. She had passed away without seeing her grandson one last time. Park Seong-ah understood she was speaking to the grandmother's spirit, who had come because she couldn't let go of Bae Gyeon-woo. Hearing the grandmother beg her to hold Bae Gyeon-woo's hand, to not leave him alone, Park Seong-ah tearfully promised that once she decided to care for someone, she would never abandon them. Just as gods don't abandon people, and mothers don't abandon their children. After the grandmother's spirit vanished, Park Seong-ah sprinted to the funeral hall. No matter what, she would stay by Bae Gyeon-woo's side. The grieving Bae Gyeon-woo tried to push her away. She stepped forward and vowed never to leave him alone. Park Seong-ah insisted on staying at Bae Gyeon-woo's grandmother's funeral. The person in charge then informed Bae Gyeon-woo they needed to order funeral meals for at least 30 people. But Bae Gyeon-woo checked his phone. He couldn't find 30 relatives or friends in his contacts. To help Bae Gyeon-woo solve this problem, Park Seong-ah called her mother. Her mother hung up the phone immediately. Park Seong-ah complained that her mother let her down at a critical moment. She didn't know her mother had just taken on a difficult job. An employer had asked her mother to exorcise ghosts from an old house. 3 people had already died mysteriously there. Her mother entered the old house with her senior sister and others. A strange, rotten smell instantly filled the air. Everyone began working to assist her mother in performing the exorcism. Her mother continued until she was exhausted. Yet the evil spirits showed no sign of disturbance. Her senior sister suddenly opened her eyes, even though she was blind. As if guided by something, she quickly dug out a porcelain jar from the ground. Her mother smashed the jar with force. Countless black fumes immediately rose from it. Her mother shouted, "It's Sha!" She ordered everyone to evacuate immediately. To protect everyone, her mother used her body to block the Sha's attack. As a result, she was hurt. After confirming everyone had evacuated safely, her mother wrote the character Fang in blood on the door. She then returned the payment to the employer. She warned the employer not to hire other shamans to exorcise the ghosts, because the Shaneside was thousands of times more powerful than ordinary evil spirits. She promised to find a solution later. As she left, her mother found a bell with a Chinese knot on the ground. At that moment, a beautiful woman wearing Chinese knot earrings appeared on the street. A little boy riding a bicycle greeted her. The woman watched the boy's back. She remarked sadly that his bicycle was still so new. As soon as she finished speaking, the boy got into a traffic accident. Park Seong-ah's mother went to a shop, looking for the owner of the Chinese knot bell. She knew it was an object worn by the shaman, Yeom-hwa. Her senior sister discovered Yeom-hwa had once cut off a lock of her hair, pulled out 10 fingernails, and used her blood to write a secret spell. She then recited the spell to swear allegiance to evil spirits, becoming a shaman serving them. Being able to write this spell meant Yeom-hwa could no longer be considered human. She was a demon in human skin. Park Seong-ah didn't know about her mother's situation. She saw Bae Gyeon-woo's uncle and others suddenly appear at the funeral. The uncle angrily called him a jinx who had no right to stay there. Park Seong-ah shielded Bae Gyeon-woo. She tried to stop the uncle from bullying Bae Gyeon-woo but was shoved hard to the ground. The uncle then grabbed Bae Gyeon-woo. At the critical moment, Pyo-ji-ho arrived. He seized the uncle's hand. Bae Gyeon-woo wondered why Pyo-ji-ho had come. Pyo-ji-ho said Park Seong-ah had notified him. Immediately after speaking, he realized Bae Gyeon-woo didn't know the veiled shaman was Park Seong-ah. So he lied, saying Park Seong-ah was working nearby and happened to see Bae Gyeon-woo. After returning home, Park Seong-ah begged her mother and senior sister to help fight Bae Gyeon-woo's misfortune. She said Bae Gyeon-woo was her first love. She must save him no matter what it took. Her senior sister gave her a demon-subduing guidebook. She told Park Seong-ah to protect what she cherished herself. Park Seong-ah began studying the ancient text in the guidebook. The writing, like heavenly script, made her head spin. The next day, Bae Gyeon-woo didn't come to school. Wanting to accompany him, Park Seong-ah went to his house. She lied, saying she'd left something there last time. After entering the room, she tried to help Bae Gyeon-woo cook. She saw a negative spirit crouching at the kitchen door. This type of spirit specifically clings to people with negative thoughts and harmful intentions. Park Seong-ah guessed Bae Gyeon-woo had thoughts of disappearing from the world. To deal with the negative spirit, she rushed home to find a solution. Her mother opened a page in the demon-subduing guidebook. She explained that to fight the negative spirit, Bae Gyeon-woo must first develop a will to live. Her mother further explained that a talisman is just paper. What makes it different is that it contains the determination to protect someone. By becoming a human-shaped talisman and staying close to that person, misfortune would be warded off. Learning she needed to touch him to transmit warmth, Park Seong-ah suddenly became excited. This was exactly the close contact she wanted. The next day, Park Seong-ah tentatively touched Bae Gyeon-woo's neck with her finger on the bus. She indeed saw the negative spirit step back. After confirming it worked firsthand, she started finding various ways to make physical contact with Bae Gyeon-woo. When Bae Gyeon-woo cleaned the blackboard, she rushed to grab the eraser, then held his hand. Pyo-ji-ho wondered what magic Park Seong-ah was casting on Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah explained to Pyo-ji-ho about using the human-shaped talisman to drive away the negative spirit. In Pyo-ji-ho's opinion, she should just tell Bae Gyeon-woo the truth directly. But Park Seong-ah knew Bae Gyeon-woo disliked shamans. For him to accept her help, she must first gain his trust. She absolutely couldn't reveal her identity before then. After school, Park Seong-ah followed Bae Gyeon-woo to his grandmother's memorial tower. Tearfully, she told him. His grandmother was a proud woman. Flowers couldn't make her smile. Only Bae Gyeon-woo's gold medal would. Her words gave Bae Gyeon-woo a reason to live. To make his grandmother proud in the afterlife, he picked up his bow and returned to the archery range. Park Seong-ah watched the negative spirit retreat with every arrow Bae Gyeon-woo shot. At that moment, she felt immense relief. But her joy didn't last. She saw their study group summon a crown prince spirit. Crown prince spirits are among the most troublesome ghosts. They lack human reason and can only be appeased by sending them to the afterlife. To prevent the spirit from attaching to Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah learned to draw wish talismans online from the Flower Fairy. Crown Prince spirits only leave when mutual blessings are given, so she must draw the talismans with pure goodwill. The next day, Park Seong-ah placed a wish talisman in a female classmate's desk drawer to calm the spirit. But just after placing it, Bae Gyeon-woo walked in. He called Park Seong-ah to the rooftop, demanding to know why she followed him every day. Park Seong-ah countered by asking Bae Gyeon-woo what he thought about while archery shooting. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled his feelings on the archery range. Before shooting, others whispered he was a cursed freak. After releasing the arrow, everyone marveled at his score. He loved the great feeling of proving rumors wrong with skill. Park Seong-ah stepped forward and gently stroked his head. She sighed that children had adults to protect them, but Bae Gyeon-woo could only protect himself. That's why she wanted to be good to him. Bae Gyeon-woo looked at Park Seong-ah's sweet smiling face. Recalling her repeated approaches, the ice in his heart slowly melted, and he smiled a rare sight. Park Seong-ah was thrilled to see the negative spirit nearby vanish in the sunlight. Excited, she wanted to high-five Bae Gyeon-woo to celebrate. The moment their palms touched, she instinctively held his fingers tight. Bae Gyeon-woo also gripped her hand, turning it into interlaced fingers. After interlacing fingers with Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah remained distracted. When a client came for a fortune-telling, she kept asking what it meant when a man and woman interlaced fingers. Bae Gyeon-woo was equally happy. While archery shooting, he recalled the feeling of interlacing fingers with Park Seong-ah. His lips curved up involuntarily. He couldn't focus on shooting. Park Seong-ah's mother was still troubled by the Shane, the eerie old house. She took Park Seong-ah there. They sealed every corner with yellow earth to suppress the evil spirits. As mother and daughter prepared to leave, they unexpectedly saw two thrill-seeking influencers holding cameras. They tried to open the old house door. Her mother immediately warned them the house was dangerous. But the influencers pointed their cameras at them, hoping to use the shaman's identity for online views. Seeing them ignorant and persistent, Park Seong-ah snatched her mother's knife to threaten them. She nearly severed a vital part of an influencer. The influencers fled in terror. Yet after the mother and daughter left, the influencers sneaked back into the house. But then things took a sudden turn. One suddenly froze in place. As the door slammed shut, he turned around, eyes glowing red. He was clearly possessed. His companion screamed in terror. Park Seong-ah was unaware of the influencer's plight. She learned a technique from her mother, using an item with eyes, a nose, and lips as a substitute. Infused with the aura of the human-shaped talisman, the substitute offers protection when the talisman is absent. She pondered how to give it to Bae Gyeon-woo casually. Hearing Bae Gyeon-woo compliment the nice weather, Park Seong-ah said even good weather requires moisturizing, especially his lips. Flustered, she shoved the lip balm into Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. Park Seong-ah saw the crown prince spirit clinging to a female classmate's leg. She knew the wish talisman had worked. The spirit wouldn't attack Bae Gyeon-woo. During lunch, the trio saw school bullies harassing a classmate. Pyo-ji-ho and Bae Gyeon-woo despised their actions. But Park Seong-ah laughed at the dog spirit beside a bully. Spotting the dog spirit, trailing the bully on the field, she couldn't help but whisper, "So cute." Bae Gyeon-woo and Pyo-ji-ho, unable to see spirits, mistook her compliment as praise for the bully. Pyo-ji-ho pulled her aside privately, suspecting she'd fallen for the bully at first sight. She hastily explained she wasn't looking at the bully, but at his dog spirit. Meanwhile, a confused Bae Gyeon-woo went to the restroom and scrutinized the bully. Feeling jealous, Park Seong-ah had starry eyes for him. Elsewhere, the old house landlord found the two influencers unconscious inside. He begged Park Seong-ah's mother for help. She said she couldn't handle it alone. They needed her senior sister to bring stronger aid. For now, they could only try to save the influencers' lives. At the same time, Bae Gyeon-woo encountered Yeom-hwa on his way home. Yeom-hwa called him a jinx. She took the photo from his grandmother's memorial tower and threw it on the ground. While he picked it up, she covered his eyes. She scattered salt on him. Bae Gyeon-woo didn't resist, seeming long accustomed to this. Park Seong-ah was exhausted from the previous night's ritual. While napping, a male classmate who'd seen the influencer videos thought the shamaness resembled Park Seong-ah. He demanded she cover her mouth and mimic the knife-wielding pose from the video. Classmates surrounded Park Seong-ah. She could only mask her panic with a smile. As they pressured her to perform, Bae Gyeon-woo burst in, snatched away the knife handed to her, and angrily demanded why she didn't resist, unless she really was a shamaness. Cornered, Park Seong-ah admitted she was a shamaness. She even imagined pinning him against the wall fiercely, blurting out everything she'd done for him. But the pinning scene existed only in her imagination. In reality, she dared not say a word, terrified her secret would be exposed. Pyo-ji-ho caught up with the angry Bae Gyeon-woo. He explained teaching Park Seong-ah to mask emotions with smiles. At school start, he saw her eating standing up, unable to find a seat. Her face full of embarrassment and uneseso, he taught her to smile. He also told Bae Gyeon-woo. He liked Park Seong-ah and would protect her properly. Unaware of Ho's feelings, Park Seong-ah accompanied her mother to purify the old house. Her mind wandered. Her mother was also lost in thought, recalling past purification rituals with Yeom-hwa. Back then, Yeom-hwa's smile used to be pure. Both mother and daughter snapped back to reality only after burning their hands simultaneously. On their way back, Park Seong-ah confided her fear of her shaman identity being exposed. Right after speaking, she saw Bae Gyeon-woo appear behind them. He recognized them as the shamans from the influencer video. He asked Park Seong-ah to remove her mask for a photo. He wanted to use it to prove his friend wasn't a shaman. Park Seong-ah felt joy he cared for her, but worried about being exposed to the boy she liked, and drove him away. Park Seong-ah cried all the way back, feeling she'd lost her gentleness and restraint in front of the boy she liked. Her mother bought her pretty clothes to cheer her up, encouraging her to seek out Bae Gyeon-woo. Learning he was at the park, Park Seong-ah sprinted to see him. Bae Gyeon-woo apologized for his harshness earlier. Park Seong-ah also regretted replying late to his message. They cleared the air, deciding to turn the page on unpleasantness. Suddenly the park lights went out. Park Seong-ah saw many evil spirits behind Bae Gyeon-woo. Darkness belongs to the underworld. Its yin energy attracts spirits. She grasped his hand, recalling how her mother held her hand like this when they first met. Bae Gyeon-woo opened up, saying he disliked Park Seong-ah's forced smiles. It reminded him of himself. As a child, his grandma asked Yeom-hwa to exorcise him. Yeom-hwa threw coarse salt in his face. He felt humiliated and in pain, but masked his resistance with a smile. To spare his grandma's feelings, seeing Park Seong-ah smile through classmates' malice, he projected his anger onto her. That's why he snapped at her. Heartbroken, Park Seong-ah hugged him, assuring him the bad past was over. No more harm would come, and she'd banish all misfortune. The next day, they biked to school together. Their laughter along the way gave Bae Gyeon-woo unprecedented joy. He decided to officially rejoin the archery team. The coach welcomed him gladly, but by team tradition, he must complete an initiation. Run one lap around the haunted old house within an hour. Meanwhile, Park Seong-ah carried 2 mourning drums to the house per her mother's orders. Unexpectedly, Yeom-hwa was inside. Never having met her, Park Seong-ah mistook her for her mother's assistant. Yeom-hwa played along, tearing off Park Seong-ah's face veil. She demanded joint practice for the morning drum ritual. Holding their drums, they jumped before the house entrance. Park Seong-ah didn't notice. Bae Gyeon-woo had arrived, watching her and Yeom-hwa's every move. After finishing her shaman dance, Park Seong-ah turned and saw Bae Gyeon-woo staring intensely at her. The shock and disappointment in Bae Gyeon-woo's eyes painfully stabbed Park Seong-ah. Seeing him turn to leave, Park Seong-ah quickly chased after him. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled everything since meeting Park Seong-ah. He never imagined the girl who brought him joy and gave him hope was actually the shaman he hated most. Just then, several school bullies spotted him. Provocatively, one kicked him down to the ground. Bae Gyeon-woo lay on the ground as sorrow washed over him. He sobbed about what he had done wrong to deserve this. His reaction scared the bullies away. Yet his vulnerability attracted a group of evil spirits. When Park Seong-ah arrived, she saw him surrounded by evil spirits. She immediately pulled out coarse salt and drove the spirits back. Park Seong-ah's action reminded Bae Gyeon-woo of Yeom-hwa, who repeatedly threw coarse salt at him. He believed Park Seong-ah was just like Yeom-hwa, sympathetic toward his cursed misfortune at first, but ultimately mocking him for it, treating his exorcisms as amusement. Park Seong-ah tearfully explained she never meant to deceive him. She hid her identity, fearing his rejection. She begged for 5 more days as friends. But no matter how Park Seong-ah pleaded, Bae Gyeon-woo insisted it was a lie. While Park Seong-ah grieved over love, her mother, senior sister, and others were exorcising evil at the old house. Her senior sister roared that someone had set up a barrier, intending to turn those inside into evil gods. More terrifyingly, this was an equivalent exchange. The caster had gambled their own life. They pasted talismans around the old house's exterior, then held a ritual to seal the doors and disperse the evil energy. After returning home, the flower fairy god showed a video of Yeom-hwa, asked Park Seong-ah if she'd seen this person at the old house. Park Seong-ah admitted she thought Yeom-hwa was her mother's helper. The flower fairy god explained Yeom-hwa was a notorious shaman who had preemptively cast a spell on the old house. Anyone entering would become sacrifices for evil spirits. Park Seong-ah hadn't expected Yeom-hwa's sinister background. Then she noticed Yeom-hwa saying in the video, "Seeing ghosts isn't a skill or gift, it's a curse." Park Seong-ah went to Bae Gyeon-woo's house to walk to school together, but Bae Gyeon-woo ignored her. Park Seong-ah pulled Bae Gyeon-woo and Pyo Ji-ho aside. She confessed she became a shaman at age 8, never attended elementary or middle school, and hid her identity to live as a normal student. Especially since meeting Bae Gyeon-woo, who hated shamans, she dared not reveal the truth. Park Seong-ah hid her original intention of closely protecting Bae Gyeon-woo for 21 days. Park Seong-ah felt telling Bae Gyeon-woo he would die in 21 days would only frighten him. Only 5 days remained until the 21 days ended. She absolutely had to protect Bae Gyeon-woo. On the way home from school, Park Seong-ah saw Crown Prince Ghost wrapped around a female classmate's leg, still asleep. The next second, a madwoman searching through trash for her baby grabbed the classmate's hair and screamed she was a thief. Park Seong-ah worried their argument would wake Crown Prince Ghost. She rushed over to stop them, but the noise still disturbed Crown Prince Ghost. She had no choice but to use the human-shaped talisman. She ran over and grabbed Bae Gyeon-woo's hand, hoping to repel Crown Prince Ghost. But Crown Prince Ghost just started crying. The crying made everyone dizzy with ringing ears. Park Seong-ah didn't know what went wrong. To understand Crown Prince Ghost's origin, she visited the classmate's house to investigate. She saw a red thread on Crown Prince Ghost's foot connected to a doll. Then she realized the doll was Crown Prince Ghost's true vessel. She offered a high price to buy the doll, but the classmate refused. Seeing Crown Prince Ghost about to cry again, Park Seong-ah quickly left. In the following days, Crown Prince Ghost kept crying. The screams caused headaches and heart palpitations for the whole class. While studying together in the library, Park Seong-ah wanted to test the human-shaped talisman's power again. She carefully appeared behind Bae Gyeon-woo and grabbed his clothes. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled all the times their hands had touched. He turned and pulled Park Seong-ah into his arms. He suspected Park Seong-ah had cast a spell on him, making him embrace her uncontrollably. At that moment, Crown Prince Ghost let out another piercing cry. Bae Gyeon-woo saw a bookshelf falling straight toward them. He swiftly shielded Park Seong-ah with his body. Seeing Bae Gyeon-woo's head bleeding heavily, Park Seong-ah clearly realized the talisman's power had completely vanished. She could no longer protect Bae Gyeon-woo. After taking Bae Gyeon-woo to the hospital, Park Seong-ah told Pyo Ji-ho about the talisman failing. She guessed the spell lost its effect the moment Bae Gyeon-woo discovered her identity and started hating her. Now she must find another way to save Bae Gyeon-woo. Before this, Park Seong-ah asked Pyo Ji-ho to secretly place a talisman on Bae Gyeon-woo, but Pyo Ji-ho accidentally answered a crying girl's call to Bae Gyeon-woo's phone. Bae Gyeon-woo took the phone and encouraged the girl. He also shared that he was very unhappy and had gotten used to good things never happening to him. After hanging up, he explained to Pyo Ji-ho that the girl was his friend who got injured in a fire because of him. He didn't want history to repeat. He urged Pyo Ji-ho and Park Seong-ah not to approach someone like him. Pyo Ji-ho was moved by the sadness on Bae Gyeon-woo's face. To help him escape misfortune, Pyo Ji-ho offered to become Bae Gyeon-woo's human-shaped talisman. Park Seong-ah drew talismanic symbols on Pyo Ji-ho. She instructed him to find an item with facial features as a substitute talisman. Pyo Ji-ho reluctantly parted with his favorite toy. He persistently hugged Bae Gyeon-woo, maximizing physical contact. Bae Gyeon-woo complained about Ho's clinginess but secretly smiled. Meanwhile, a special guest arrived at the shrine. It was the madwoman who searched trash for her baby. A neighbor told Park Seong-ah the woman miscarried after 1 month of pregnancy. She lost her mind afterward, pushing a stroller everywhere. She recently found a doll and claimed it was her baby. After losing the doll, she rummaged through trash. Park Seong-ah instantly recalled the woman attacking the classmate. After confirming the doll's appearance, she rushed to the classmate's house. As a shaman, she told the classmate, a crown prince ghost possessed the doll. This caused her constant headaches, insomnia, and baby cries. She urged the classmate to surrender the doll. The classmate said she bought the second-hand doll, but her mother secretly discarded it, and the madwoman found it. Later, she spotted it on the madwoman's stroller and took it back. She begged Park Seong-ah to send the doll where it truly belongs. Park Seong-ah carried the doll and Crown Prince Ghost while searching for the madwoman. Finally, she saw the madwoman rummaging through a trash bin at Bae Gyeon-woo's doorstep. She returned the doll to the madwoman. Watching her cry with joy while holding the doll, Park Seong-ah envisioned an elegant mother, cradling her baby. At this moment, she finally understood. Crown Prince Ghost stayed because it was seeking its mother. Seeing Crown Prince Ghost wave goodbye from the woman's arms, Park Seong-ah was moved by this pure motherly love. But when she turned around, she saw the lip balm she gave Bae Gyeon-woo discarded in a trash bag. Her feelings were trampled by the person she liked. Park Seong-ah clutched the lip balm and wept bitterly in the heavy rain. Unexpectedly, Bae Gyeon-woo appeared behind her with an umbrella. He took Park Seong-ah home and brewed her hot tea to prevent her from catching a cold. Park Seong-ah accidentally saw photos of Bae Gyeon-woo and his grandmother. Talismanic curses were drawn over all the photos. She instantly recognized them as ghost-repelling curses. Drawing such curses on a living person's face was like spitting on them, wishing them misfortune. Drawing over someone who died within 49 days invited King Yama to curse the deceased. Such a vicious curse would condemn the grandmother to hell. Park Seong-ah knew these photos were Bae Gyeon-woo's only memento. But to break the curse, they must be burned. She demanded to know who drew the curses. She vowed to make them revoke it and hold a ritual. Bae Gyeon-woo sadly replied. The woman who drew them was Yeom-hwa, who danced with Park Seong-ah. He couldn't understand why Park Seong-ah treated him kindly. While being close to Yeom-hwa, he suspected they conspired against him. He knelt and begged Shaman Park Seong-ah to show mercy, to stop toying with him, because his grandmother's photos were precious to him. Park Seong-ah's tears fell one by one. She sorrowfully told Bae Gyeon-woo she first met Yeom-hwa at the old house, and never intended to mock him. Later, Park Seong-ah went to the grandmother's memorial tower. She was shocked to find a vicious Mei Chow curse nailed to the urn. She took the curse home and told her mother Yeom-hwa drew it. Guided by her mother, she exhausted herself holding a ritual. At the same time, Bae Gyeon-woo went to his father's house to find Yeom-hwa. His father treated him like an evil spirit, fearfully backing away. To avoid his bad luck, the father reluctantly let him in to see Yeom-hwa. Bae Gyeon-woo begged Yeom-hwa to remove the curse on his grandmother's photos. Yeom-hwa stuck a talisman on his forehead. She repeatedly called him Death's Door, demanding he take his misfortune away and not affect their family. The next instant, toys in Bae Gyeon-woo's room emitted light to resist Yeom-hwa's talisman. Yeom-hwa hadn't expected Bae Gyeon-woo found backup. To identify who interfered, she lied that something in the room was unsuitable for him. Under the pretense of purification, she entered his bedroom. Seeing Ho's toy causing trouble, she tried to destroy it. Just then, Park Seong-ah arrived and seized the toy. Ho had witnessed Bae Gyeon-woo seeking Yeom-hwa and returning home with her. Worried for Bae Gyeon-woo, he contacted Park Seong-ah. Park Seong-ah demanded Yeom-hwa step outside for a shaman talk, but Yeom-hwa pulled Bae Gyeon-woo behind her. Angered by her manipulation, Park Seong-ah closed her eyes, held her fan, and rang a bell. Light radiated from her as her guardian appeared. Yeom-hwa feared her power and agreed to talk outside. Park Seong-ah exposed Yeom Hwa's planned to burn the photos instead of purifying them. No purification ritual required only a lighter. Immediately, Bae Gyeon-woo rushed out and lit the photos. If burning was inevitable, he'd destroy his treasures himself. Rather than let Hwa's dirty hands touch them, Hwa snatched the lighter. She told Bae Gyeon-woo with feigned pity. She never imagined, among all people, he'd choose the Miwaldong spirit child to turn against her. Park Seong-ah chased after Hwa, demanding why she kept calling Bae Gyeon-woo Death's Door. This term referred to spirits who died recently. Bae Gyeon-woo was clearly a living person. Before Hwa could answer, Park Seong-ah saw cursed black energy invade Hwa's body. Hwa instantly fell to her knees, bleeding heavily. Park Seong-ah's mother had pierced her finger for a blood curse. She risked punishment to counter Hwa's curse. Park Seong-ah realized Hwa no longer served her guardian spirit, but worshipped a specter. Shamans must not serve specters. She commanded Hwa to stop immediately. Hwa showed no remorse. Staggering to the old house, she tore the barrier set by Park Seong-ah's mother. She removed the wooden doll from the door and yelled to the specter inside. Eating one more person would turn it into a dark god. She ripped the talisman off the doll, cut her palm smearing blood on it, then violently chopped off its head and flung it away. She stabbed the headless doll back into the door, praying for the specter to become a god quickly and come to her side. Park Seong-ah didn't know Hwa had descended into madness. She held Bae Gyeon-woo's tailored 21-day protection plan. In 2 days, his misfortune would end completely. He could live like a normal person. Bae Gyeon-woo held the photo Park Seong-ah retrieved from the ashes. He recalled Park Seong-ah's words. She praised him for burning the photos to save his grandmother. He was never weak. Seeing the lip balm on the floor, Bae Gyeon-woo remembered Park Seong-ah's tearful face. He believed he had no reason to hate Park Seong-ah. If anything, Park Seong-ah should hate him. Park Seong-ah watched the basketball game with female classmates. Whenever an evil spirit appeared, she clapped, signaling Pyo-ji-ho to touch Bae Gyeon-woo. Pyo-ji-ho ignored the game, constantly watching Park Seong-ah's actions. Their seamless teamwork repelled evil spirits one after another. The next moment, Park Seong-ah saw a swarm of faceless ghosts surrounding Bae Gyeon-woo. Panicking, she ran home to ask her mother for help. She also reminded Pyo-ji-ho to stay close to Bae Gyeon-woo and maintain as much physical contact as possible. Pyo-ji-ho used homework as an excuse to stay overnight at Bae Gyeon-woo's house. He maintained continuous physical contact with Bae Gyeon-woo. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled Hwa's words. Park Seong-ah was the Miwaldong spirit child. To understand Park Seong-ah's past, he found an online documentary filmed when she served as a spirit child. 8-year-old Park Seong-ah was treated as a money-making tool by her parents. They marketed her as a psychic spirit child to attract customers. Young Park Seong-ah was repeatedly punished by her master for failing to draw talismans. She tearfully told herself, if she helped her parents earn money, they would treat her well. But her parents abandoned her after earning a fortune. Adopted by her current mother, Park Seong-ah actually attended middle school, despite missing elementary. But that period was a painful past she refused to mention. Classmates mocked her as a washed-up spirit child. They bullied her together daily. She never had a single happy day. Learning of Park Seong-ah's suffering, Bae Gyeon-woo felt heartache and sorrow. He regretted that his own words had also hurt her. Meanwhile, Park Seong-ah and her mother, along with Wasinju, fought off a swarm of faceless ghosts outside the old house. They found the doll head Hwa had discarded. Park Seong-ah destroyed the doll head with her blood, breaking Hwa's curse. The next day, Bae Gyeon-woo's gaze followed Park Seong-ah constantly. But Park Seong-ah saw the school bully's puppy ghost barking at her incessantly. It was clearly pleading for help. Realizing the school bully was in danger, she quickly followed the puppy ghost to the old house. The school bully's father had just been released from prison and came to confront his son. Fleeing, the school bully ran into the old house. Park Seong-ah knew the old house was perilous, no one should enter. but the puppy ghost kept begging her. The school bully screamed for help inside. In the emergency, she texted her mother and resolutely entered. Unexpectedly, Bae Gyeon-woo followed her inside, worried for her safety. Park Seong-ah saw Bae Gyeon-woo standing before her like a different person. He spoke in a teasing tone before leaning down and kissing Park Seong-ah. Park Seong-ah ran to rescue the school bully. Bae Gyeon-woo and Pyo Ji-ho followed her. Unexpectedly, the door shut tightly again after Bae Gyeon-woo entered the room. Pyo Ji-ho was locked outside. Bae Gyeon-woo helped the school bully up and told Park Seong-ah to open the door. Park Seong-ah unexpectedly found a photo of Bae Gyeon-woo by the door. At that time, Yeomhwa had slipped Bae Gyeon-woo's photo under the door. She chose Bae Gyeon-woo as the evil spirit's final sacrifice. Bae Gyeon-woo had shouldered his family's misfortunes for 10 years. Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly knelt on the floor. He was instantly possessed by the evil spirit. The toy Pyo Ji-ho gave him also fell to the ground, losing its power as a human-shaped talisman. Park Seong-ah ordered the evil spirit to leave Bae Gyeon-woo's body. The evil spirit picked up a piece of broken glass. It said it would only leave if Park Seong-ah killed this body. Seeing Park Seong-ah's frightened expression, it recalled how Park Seong-ah danced outside the door. It had been deeply captivated by Park Seong-ah's liveliness then, so it threw away the glass shard. It slowly touched Park Seong-ah's face and tried to kiss her. At the critical moment, the lipstick Park Seong-ah gave Bae Gyeon-woo worked. The lipstick emitted light, forcing the evil spirit back. Bae Gyeon-woo's consciousness briefly returned. After telling Park Seong-ah to run, his body was invaded by the evil spirit again. The evil spirit wrapped an arm around Park Seong-ah's waist. Bae Gyeon-woo regained consciousness once more. The evil spirit proposed a bet to Park Seong-ah. If Park Seong-ah caught it before Yeomhwa arrived, it would grant Park Seong-ah one wish. Park Seong-ah was willing to gamble once. At its request, she closed her eyes and counted down from 10. The evil spirit seized the chance to open the door and flee. The evil spirit wanted to go to Bae Gyeon-woo's school but got lost. It happened to see a boy wearing the same school uniform. The boy was being extorted by several tall bullies. It rushed forward and knocked down a bully with one punch. Pyo Ji-ho, who came looking, saw Bae Gyeon-woo being dragged into an alley by 3 bullies and went to help, but then saw Bae Gyeon-woo beat all 3 bullies to the ground. The evil spirit thought Pyo Ji-ho was with the bullies. Pyo Ji-ho loudly insisted they were friends. Seeing both wore identical uniforms, the evil spirit didn't reveal it had taken over the body. The evil spirit guessed from Pyo Ji-ho's words that he liked Park Seong-ah. It repeatedly teased Pyo Ji-ho about this. Pyo Ji-ho felt angry that the usually quiet Bae Gyeon-woo had suddenly become this cheeky teen. He dragged Bae Gyeon-woo to the playground to compete at punching machines. While Pyo Ji-ho was getting change, sudden gunshot sounds made the evil spirit collapse in agony. It recalled brutal battlefield memories. Memories merged with reality. The evil spirit felt unbearable pain, until hands grasped its hands and the pain faded. The evil spirit gradually disappeared. Bae Gyeon-woo regained control of his body. Park Seong-ah mistook him for the evil spirit. She had successfully found the evil spirit. She demanded it honor their bet and grant her wish. To spare Bae Gyeon-woo. To dispel Bae Gyeon-woo's misfortunes. She had persisted for 21 days. Today was the final day. If they endured, Bae Gyeon-woo could live freely hereafter. Bae Gyeon-woo tilted his head to hold back tears. He asked why Park Seong-ah would go this far for him. Park Seong-ah answered she truly liked Bae Gyeon-woo. The abrupt confession shattered Bae Gyeon-woo's composure. He confessed he wasn't the evil spirit now. Startled, Park Seong-ah instantly released his hand. The evil spirit immediately possessed him again. Finally realizing, whenever she touched Bae Gyeon-woo, the evil spirit couldn't seize his body. The two had to hold hands and return home to seek Mother's help. Hearing this, Mother tied Bae Gyeon-woo up and performed an exorcism. Park Seong-ah stopped touching Bae Gyeon-woo, so the evil spirit reappeared. Seizing their distraction, it broke free and rushed to escape. Park Seong-ah held it tightly from behind. She lamented failing to endure the final day. Bae Gyeon-woo regained consciousness and grasped Park Seong-ah's hands. He wiped Park Seong-ah's tears. He apologized for making her cry again. Mother glared at the intimate pair. To prevent Bae Gyeon-woo causing trouble, Mother bound him hand and foot. Bound together, they shared a bed. With the person he liked beside him, Bae Gyeon-woo couldn't sleep at all. Park Seong-ah turned over in her sleep and unconsciously hugged him. Their breaths became audible. Bae Gyeon-woo's heart raced wildly. He endured this sweet torment. When Park Seong-ah awoke, Bae Gyeon-woo was gone from her side. Realizing the evil spirit had escaped again, she immediately went searching. The evil spirit swaggered into school wearing shaman robes. Bae Gyeon-woo's coach spotted it. The coach took Bae Gyeon-woo to change into archery team uniform. Then they proceeded to the shooting range for practice. The evil spirit also discovered the fun of archery. It was thoroughly enjoying itself. Pyo Ji-ho saw it laugh loudly after every hit. He recalled Bae Gyeon-woo's serious expression during archery. Pyo Ji-ho asked why it seemed like a different person. It turned and aimed the bow at Pyo Ji-ho. If released, Pyo Ji-ho would certainly die. Under the coach's scolding, it placed the bow down. But Pyo Ji-ho had guessed it wasn't Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah followed the ghost dog to the school. She demanded the evil spirit extend its hand to summon Bae Gyeon-woo. The evil spirit refused. A chase began between the two. Unaware classmates assumed it was a lover's game. Park Seong-ah couldn't catch him and called for a truce. She felt calling him evil spirit was impolite. She pressed for his real name. The evil spirit declared he had long forgotten his name. Park Seong-ah decided to give him a pleasant name. Since he previously lived in the old house at Bongsu-dong, his new name would be Bongsu. The evil spirit liked this name. Park Seong-ah called it 3 times. The evil spirit answered each time. Unexpectedly, after 3 calls, its body froze completely. Park Seong-ah triumphantly explained this was a summoning spell. She then grasped the evil spirit's hand, summoning Bae Gyeon-woo back. To prevent the evil spirit's return, they kept holding hands constantly. However, the school bully suddenly confronted Park Seong-ah. He demanded to know how Park Seong-ah learned his dog's name. Earlier, when the ghost dog guided her, Park Seong-ah had unconsciously said the dog's name. The school bully overheard this. Bae Gyeon-woo warned him not to cause trouble. A confrontation between them nearly erupted. Pyo Ji-ho rushed over to assist just in time. Startled, Park Seong-ah released Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. The re-emerged evil spirit punched Pyo Ji-ho down and fled. The coach stopped the evil spirit, demanding it fill out a competition entry form. Park Seong-ah caught up and objected to it, substituting for Bae Gyeon-woo. It claimed having made a deal with Bae Gyeon-woo. Seeing Park Seong-ah's disbelief, it actively grasped her hand. Bae Gyeon-woo regained consciousness and completed the form. He then told Park Seong-ah he had struck a deal with the evil spirit, letting it compete as him, in exchange for lending his body during school hours. Park Seong-ah considered this dangerous. Bae Gyeon-woo vowed not to die easily, because Park Seong-ah kept protecting him relentlessly. After Bae Gyeon-woo confessed to Park Seong-ah, their hearts pressed tightly together. However, Park Seong-ah worried about Bae Gyeon-woo's deal with the evil spirit. She insisted the couple hold hands all day today. This temporarily prevented the evil spirit's appearance. Bae Gyeon-woo needed the restroom. Only then did Park Seong-ah reluctantly let go. When Bae Gyeon-woo returned, Park Seong-ah wrapped their hands together with bandages. After school, Park Seong-ah untied the day-long bandages and held Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. Bae Gyeon-woo asked if his sudden confession startled her. Park Seong-ah really liked Bae Gyeon-woo's confession. She pressed him about when he started liking her. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled their time together. That moment on the rooftop, when Park Seong-ah patted his head to comfort him, he clearly heard the sound of his heartbeat. Bae Gyeon-woo unconsciously touched Park Seong-ah's face. He slowly leaned closer. Just as they were about to kiss, an angry Pyo Ji-ho rode his bike toward them. Pyo Ji-ho grabbed Park Seong-ah's hand and confessed. He stated his willingness to be Bae Gyeon-woo's human talisman, and all his help was solely for Park Seong-ah's sake. But ultimately, Park Seong-ah and Bae Gyeon-woo were being sweet with each other. He felt like a discarded fool. But worse than unrequited love, what he couldn't stand most was Park Seong-ah holding Bae Gyeon-woo's hand while he confessed. Park Seong-ah had each hand gripped by one boy. Each considered the other a rival. They confronted each other fiercely. To end the awkward situation, Park Seong-ah let go and stood up. The evil spirit instantly reappeared. He loudly scolded Pyo-ji-ho, calling him not a fool but an extreme pushover. That night, they held hands in bed again. Park Seong-ah soon fell asleep. She turned over and embraced Bae Gyeon-woo once more. Bae Gyeon-woo endured this sweet torment again. But during the hour of the ox, when evil spirits are strongest, even holding hands couldn't block the evil spirit's appearance. Yeom-hwa knew this too. She sneaked out while Park Seong. She went searching for the evil spirit. Yeom-hwa resented Mother for repeatedly blocking her path to power. The history between them surfaced. Yeom-hwa was also a child adopted by Mother. Later, the child Yeom-hwa gave birth to died unfortunately. Unwilling to be separated, she attempted forbidden rituals to turn the child into a deity forever with her. Mother brought a coffin to stop her. Yeom-hwa's actions would prevent the child's peaceful passing. Yeom-hwa shouldn't harm her child for selfish desires. Obsessed Yeom-hwa refused to understand Mother's good intentions, blaming Mother for separating mother and child. She betrayed her master and worshipped evil spirits. Yeom-hwa went to the courtyard to find the evil spirit. She demanded it become her guardian deity quickly. The evil spirit clearly stated it needed to stay in Bae Gyeon-woo's body longer, maybe 10 years or 20. Yeom-hwa didn't expect her worshipped evil spirit to refuse her service. The evil spirit ignored her anger. Instead, it accused her of being number one on the worst people list. Seeing her desperate yet unfulfilled brought it satisfaction. Returning to the room, it lay on the bed admiring Park Seong-ah's sleeping face. It recalled her lively dancing outside the old house. Perhaps it had liked Park Seong-ah since then. It wanted to touch Park Seong-ah's face too, but suddenly remembered any contact would revert it to Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah woke to noise outside. Mother's blind senior disciple ordered her to release the evil spirit's hand or die. Park Seong-ah refused to let go. The senior raised her ritual staff to strike. In the crisis, their hands were forced apart. Bae Gyeon-woo instantly became the evil spirit. The senior frantically chanted spells against it. Enraged, the evil spirit raised the staff to kill her. Park Seong-ah shouted, stopping its action. She then ran to hug Bae Gyeon-woo, making the spirit disappear. During prolonged possession, Bae Gyeon-woo learned the spirit's weakness. To punish it for losing control and harming others, he instructed Park Seong-ah, release his hand immediately after counting to 3 and run out. Then call his phone from outside, until the spirit begged for mercy. Hearing gunshots, the spirit relived battlefield horrors. Agonized, it covered its ears, pleading to stop. Only after promising no more harm did Park Seong-ah hang up. She made it apologize to the senior. After apologizing, Park Seong-ah grasped Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. Bae Gyeon-woo returned again. After this turmoil, the senior disciple guessed Bae Gyeon-woo's ears still hurt. Next, the spirit would gradually take over Bae Gyeon-woo's mouth, nose, ears, and eyes. If all 4 senses opened, he would transform into the spirit's desired form and merge with it. Currently, Bae Gyeon-woo only had spiritual hearing open. He could hear the spirit's voice. The situation wasn't too bad yet. He must report any body abnormalities immediately. In the following days, according to their deal, the evil spirit used the body at school. It constantly rummaged through every campus corner. Learning it sought a name. They went to the library together. The spirit searched through relevant books, seeing Apprentice Volunteer Corps name memorial plates. Relocated to June Park. It learned the names it sought had moved. Tomorrow was Bae Gyeon-woo's archery competition. Yeom-hwa warned the spirit staying would kill it. The The spirit reminded her. They were bound by a spell. Without it as her guardian deity, Yeom-hwa couldn't be a sorceress. Thus, Yeom-hwa must ensure its safety. Park Seong-ah drew a one-use soul-suppressing talisman on Bae Gyeon-woo. Even without physical contact, the spirit couldn't emerge. This ensured smooth competition tomorrow. Standing up, she accidentally slipped into Bae Gyeon-woo's arms. Shirtless Bae Gyeon-woo embarrassedly released her. On competition day, Park Seong-ah cheered for Bae Gyeon-woo. But Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly felt discomfort in his eyes. He didn't know Yeom-hwa was plotting behind this. Yeom-hwa drew 2 talismans and chanted spells. When he reopened his eyes, he saw surrounding spirits. Park Seong-ah before him also appeared as her true celestial fairy form. He recalled the senior's words. He knew the spirit had taken over his eyes. It gave him spiritual sight. He watched Park Seong-ah cheering excitedly for him. He didn't know how to tell her this bad news. Previously, Yeom-hwa cast a spell to merge with Bae Gyeon-woo. Bae Gyeon-woo then saw evil spirits around him. A blur and dizziness overwhelmed him. He knew his spiritual vision had awakened, but he kept it a secret to avoid worrying Park Seong-ah. On the archery field, he looked at Park Seong-ah in the stands. Her radiant smile erased all discomfort, restoring his confidence. At that moment, Park Seong-ah heard a soul-soothing bell and incantations. She saw Yeom-hwa performing dark magic. In panic, she immediately countered Yeom-hwa's curse. Yeom-hwa, struck by Backlash, was injured. Park Seong-ah, though successful, was severely wounded. Fortunately, Bae Gyeon-woo was no longer disturbed by Yeom-hwa and won first place. Park Seong-ah asked if he felt unwell. He lied, saying no. To him, she appeared as the celestial fairy, but he noticed black spots on her skirt. Bae Gyeon-woo left to visit his grandmother's grave, telling Park Seong-ah to go home. Afterward, he sought his blind senior sister, confessed his ability to see ghosts, and asked about the black spots. She explained the spots meant Park Seong-ah's life force was corrupted. She would face divine punishment. Bae Gyeon-woo vowed to bear the consequences for her. Learning the spots were tied to a talisman connecting them, he produced his lipstick. The blind sister tried to break the talisman but failed, as their bond was too strong. She decided to offer the lipstick to the Big Dipper star god, praying for their safety. Before leaving, she warned Bae Gyeon-woo to avoid ghosts and never bleed lest he become an undead. Returning to Park Seong-ah's home, the flower fairy master told him Park Seong-ah was upset over family matters and asked him to cheer her up. Park Seong-ah had confronted Yeom-hwa immediately upon returning home. Her mother finally realized Yeom-hwa's spell targeted Park Seong-ah. The mother scolded Yeom-hwa. Hate only me. But Yeom-hwa harbored resentment against everyone connected to her mother, even sowing discord. She believed the mother would eventually abandon Park Seong-ah, just as she had abandoned her. Park Seong-ah suddenly felt discomfort in her eyes. When she opened them again, she saw Yeom-hwa carrying a white cloth-wrapped box on her back, though Yeom-hwa was completely unaware. Park Seong-ah hadn't expected such a past between her mother and Yeom-hwa, and couldn't help but wonder if her mother would truly abandon her as Yeom-hwa claimed. The housekeeper reassured her, saying she wasn't like Yeom-hwa. Her mother would embrace her like the sea, always guiding her back, even if she strayed. Later, Park Seong-ah saw the box on Yeom-hwa's back again. She spoke up, but Yeom-hwa, who viewed both her and the mother as enemies, ignored her. In private, Yeom-hwa wondered what the box Park Seong-ah described could be. She searched her room but found nothing matching the description. Then, in a flash, she realized it wasn't a box but the coffin of her dead child. Blinded by rage, she rushed to confront her mother, demanding why she hadn't told her the truth. The mother, both furious and pained by Yeom-hwa's madness, couldn't shake her obsession. She only replied that it was divine punishment to make Yeom-hwa suffer for her child's fate. Filled with hatred, Yeom-hwa vowed to curse her mother until she died. The mother knelt, bandaged her wounds, and handed her a handkerchief. Back home, Park Seong-ah and Bae Gyeon-woo remained unaware of the mother's situation. To cheer Park Seong-ah up, Bae Gyeon-woo clumsily tried to start a conversation. When she responded coldly, he pulled out the guardian plan she had made for him. Seeing it, Park Seong-ah finally lost her temper with him. Later, lying in bed hand in hand, Bae Gyeon-woo apologized. Park Seong-ah explained she didn't want him to know about these things tied to ghosts. His words made Bae Gyeon-woo realize that if Park Seong-ah knew he could see ghosts, she'd be devastated. He had to keep the secret to spare her worry. When he tried to speak again, she had already fallen asleep, rolling into his arms. They slept together all night. The next morning, Park Seong-ah woke up to her mother's loud scolding. Seeing her mother, Park Seong-ah immediately let go of Bae Gyeon-woo and hurried to her own bed. Bae Gyeon-woo was reprimanded and limped to school. At school, they couldn't hold hands constantly, and Bae Gyeon-woo reverted to the evil spirit form. The teacher assigned homework writing down everyone's dreams. Park Seong-ah and the evil spirit answered seriously but were accused of doing it half-heartedly. Park Seong-ah felt wronged. She had simply written about wanting to attend university and her graduation ceremony. The evil spirit's only wish was to grow up. Faced with Park Seong-ah and Pyo-ji, Ho's confusion, he didn't explain. Then Park Seong-ah noticed a ghost standing next to the glasses-wearing classmate. She took Bae Gyeon-woo to the library but couldn't find him. She wanted to search elsewhere but hesitated, asking to let go of hands for a moment. Bae Gyeon-woo refused, had to hold her tightly to protect her. Park Seong-ah turned red, thinking she was blushing. Bae Gyeon-woo realized it wasn't just shyness, she seemed weak. He urged her to go home, but Park Seong-ah didn't want to distract him from archery practice. She went to the washroom to splash water on her face. The moment she let go, Bae Gyeon-woo turned back into the evil spirit. The evil spirit questioned Bae Gyeon-woo in the mirror. "What did you do yesterday to make Park Seong-ah sick?" Bae Gyeon-woo replied that she wasn't sick but suffering divine punishment. Regardless, he vowed to take care of her. Park Seong-ah emerged from the washroom, collapsing weakly into the evil spirit's arms. The instant the spirit caught her, he transformed back into Bae Gyeon-woo. Bae Gyeon-woo insisted on taking her home, but Park Seong-ah insisted on waiting until after school. During class, Park Seong-ah noticed the glasses-wearing boy staring blankly at his phone. It turned out he was being bullied by thugs who kept demanding money. Cornered, he had developed dark thoughts. Seeing the evil spirit appear behind him again, Park Seong-ah pulled Bae Gyeon-woo to help, remembering his blind sister's warning to avoid ghosts. Bae Gyeon-woo tried to pull her away, but the evil spirit in the mirror warned him not to let Park Seong-ah face the ghost alone. Only then did Bae Gyeon-woo realize it was a real evil spirit following the boy. Recalling how he had lost hope after his grandmother's death, only to be saved over and over by Park Seong-ah, forced open the stall door and grabbed the boy's knife. The knife fell, cutting Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. As he sat bleeding, he found he couldn't speak and smelled the ghost's presence. He remembered his sister's warning, but couldn't stop his fate of becoming an undead. Park Seong-ah waited by him in the infirmary until he regained consciousness. Seeing her weakening rapidly, Bae Gyeon-woo took her home. By morning, she felt better. Worried about delaying his archery practice, she took him to the training ground. After practice, they returned to the locker room. Park Seong-ah stumbled, pulling Bae Gyeon-woo onto the couch. She locked eyes with him, demanding to know when he'd tell her the truth. Just then, she realized the person before her wasn't Bae Gyeon-woo but the evil spirit. The evil spirit had missed Bae Gyeon-woo's usual shooting gestures, giving him away. Park Seong-ah pressed on, asking where Bae Gyeon-woo was. The evil spirit replied that he had absorbed Bae Gyeon-woo. Heartbroken, Park Seong-ah ignored him. Meanwhile, Yeom-hwa sneaked into the room while Park Seong-ah slept, searching for something. Unable to find it, she interrogated the evil spirit about the ring he had used to possess Bae Gyeon-woo. Unaware of her intentions, the evil spirit lied, claiming he didn't have it. Earlier, Yeom-hwa had gotten the Flower Fairy Master drunk and stolen all his talismans. Now she was searching for the ring belonging to the evil spirit, clearly planning something. Under the mother's pressure, the evil spirit confessed that Yeom-hwa wanted him to absorb Bae Gyeon-woo and turn him into a demon god. But he had not made a deal with hair-absorbing Bae Gyeon-woo was only to live as a human. The mother realized Yeom-hwa was looking for the ring the evil spirit had used to possess someone. She guessed Yeom-hwa wanted to break the ring and summon a hell messenger. Since the evil spirit refused to leave Bae Gyeon-woo's body, Yeonhwa planned to take this body to the underworld. The mother told Park Seong-ah they had to protect the evil spirit. If Bae Gyeon-woo's body was taken by the Hell Messenger, he would never return. Protecting the evil spirit meant protecting Bae Gyeon-woo. To her, the evil spirit wanted to stay close to Park Seong-ah as a human because he longed for love. Park Seong-ah should understand this. If she soothed his wounded heart, the spirit could be peacefully reborn. Park Seong-ah changed her attitude toward the evil spirit as her mother suggested. The evil spirit seized the chance to cling to her, sticking close. Unaware, Pyo Ji-ho thought this was Bae Gyeon-woo and scolded him for being possessed by a spirit and flirting with Park Seong-ah in public. Park Seong-ah explained that the evil spirit had absorbed Bae Gyeon-woo's body. From now on, she would comfort the spirit whether it took 100 or 200 days until he willingly left. Pyo Ji-ho felt this was unfair to Bae Gyeon-woo and forced the spirit to return the body. The spirit claimed he loved Park Seong-ah and wanted to stay with her. Every time he touched her, Bae Gyeon-woo returned, watching Park Seong-ah leave him each time, which hurt deeply. Pyo Ji-ho couldn't criticize someone giving their all and decided to join Park Seong-ah in a 100-day prayer ritual to free the spirit. On his way home, the evil spirit accidentally joined forces with the school bully to rescue the glasses-wearing boy from thugs. After fighting together, they became brothers. The evil ghost behind the boy vanished completely. Accepted by everyone, the evil spirit grew more cheerful. Practicing diligently at the shooting range, he returned to class to wipe the blackboard for female classmates. The school bully gifted him a lollipop, and he ran down the hallway laughing like a child. The once gloomy and quiet Bae Gyeon-woo had become lively and cheerful. Male classmates challenged him to arm wrestling, while female classmates invited him to sing. Park Seong-ah watched as everyone seemed to love the evil spirit, feeling sad that only she still missed Bae Gyeon-woo. The flower fairy master reminded her that she could call Bae Gyeon-woo at midnight. After all, he was now a ghost. That night, Park Seong-ah called his name exactly at midnight. Bae Gyeon-woo's consciousness indeed returned to his body. She hugged him tightly, relieved they still had a chance to meet. Bae Gyeon-woo described his dream seeing two young soldiers, one tall and one short. Park Seong-ah believed this was the evil spirit's memory. The taller soldier was likely the spirit, she thought. She told Bae Gyeon-woo to befriend the soldiers, hoping to learn why the spirit refused reincarnation and find a way to comfort him. As midnight neared, Bae Gyeon-woo hugged Park Seong-ah, reassuring her to hold on a little longer. He'd return soon. The evil spirit remained unaware of Park Seong-ah and Bae Gyeon-woo's meeting. Excelling in archery, he was eligible for the national team. Everyone congratulated him on reaching new heights, but he made a condition. If selected, Park Seong-ah must fulfill his wish kissing him. Hearing this, Park Seong-ah became furious. Yeonhwa was displeased that the spirit, after possessing Bae Gyeon-woo's body, had embraced human life. To provoke him, she spread rumors. Park Seong-ah could meet Bae Gyeon-woo at midnight. Even if the spirit took over his body, she'd never love him, seeing him only as an evil ghost in human skin. To test Park Seong-ah's feelings, the spirit held a talisman Yeonhwa had given him as he slept. At midnight, Park Seong-ah called Bae Gyeon-woo's name. The spirit pretended to be the real Bae Gyeon-woo, only to be immediately hugged from behind by Park Seong-ah. Sadness flashed in his eyes. Even when he was right there, she still longed for Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah didn't realize the person before her was the evil spirit. She asked if Bae Gyeon-woo had uncovered the story of the two student soldiers, saying he could return to his original place once the spirit was sent away. Suppressing his heartache, the spirit called her witch twice, hiding all his bitterness and anger in that title. Only then did Park Seong-ah realize this wasn't Bae Gyeon-woo. Seeing the spirit's sorrowful expression, she blamed herself for hurting him. The lovelorn spirit took Park Seong-ah to a park monument, pointing out his name carved on the stone. The tall student soldier Bae Gyeon-woo saw was him. Before dying, the shorter soldier had begged him to deliver a ring to his mother, a wish he failed to fulfill. This regret tormented him, making him refuse reincarnation and become a ghost bound to the ring. Now he buried the ring before the monument. With his regret resolved, he declared he'd no longer be an evil spirit, but would live on as Bae Gyeon-woo. While the real Bae Gyeon-woo could only appear as a ghost at midnight, Pyo Ji-ho couldn't bear this fate for Bae Gyeon-woo. Desperate, he asked Yeom-hwa how to bring him back. She said they needed the spirit's ring. Pyo Ji-ho immediately dug it up and handed it to her. Yeom-hwa wrapped the ring in talismans, chanting while hammering it relentlessly. With each strike, the spirit writhed in agony. His mother, realizing Yeom-hwa was summoning a hell messenger, hid him behind a barrier and sent Park Seong-ah to distract the messenger with a scarecrow. As Yeom-hwa's chants grew frantic, the spirit's mother and Park Seong-ah joined forces to counter the curse. The hell messenger behind Park Seong-ah retreated under their combined effort. Enraged by Yeom-hwa's cruelty, the freed spirit flipped through a spellbook and recited the same curse. The backlash stripped Yeom-hwa of all power, yet the expected punishment never came. Noticing something amiss, she examined the handkerchief her mother used to bandage her wound. It bore a drawn figure with facial features. She suddenly understood. Her mother had taken the punishment for her. Stumbling home, she demanded why her mother protected her. The dying woman in Park Seong-ah's arms whispered she knew Yeom-hwa was obsessed with her deceased child. Unable to stop her, she chose to shield her instead. With one final squeeze of Yeom-hwa's hand, the mother closed her eyes forever, leaving Park Seong-ah heartbroken.